Hi, welcome to the copywriting breakdown of John Carlton's famous 55-year-old golfer ad. So yesterday I started breaking this promotion down, but I wanted to be very granular, to cover every single detail that I could. So I decided to break up this video in two parts. I'm gonna leave a link to the first part below this video in the description section. Make sure you check it out if you're new to this whole thing that I'm doing, because in it, I cover a bunch of very important stuff about this advertisement, especially regarding the headline and the lead itself, which we all know is responsible for most of your success as a copywriter. So most people only read the headline and the lead, and if it's good, they'll start reading more. But if it's not, they'll bounce, and that's it. So today we're gonna cover the remaining part, which is basically the offer itself. So this deals with the offer. The first part of a sales letter usually is about establishing connection with the reader, building an emotional rapport with them, making them want what they have, making them really realize that they have a problem and agitating those problems, and also giving them like a new, unique opportunity that's only available through my unique mechanism. Okay, so if this is the thing that gets them to their desires, and in this case the target audience is made up of people who want to become better at golfing, then it's definitely hard hitting. So before I cover the second part of this ad, I just want to go one more time, just read it to you, the pre-head, the headline, and the subhead, because it's so incredibly good. Okay, and like after reading or hearing something like this, like I'm sure that you would be at least interested in finding out like how can this be, because this is something that John Carlton called incongruous juxtaposition, which is very fancy talk, and it refers basically to some type of contrasting element. So in this case, it's like a 55-year-old out of shape guy who has arthritis, and it's like fat and everything, but he consistently humiliates golf pros. And how does he do it? That's the secret. That's the whole thing that this ad is talking about. And it doesn't give it away. That's the cool thing about it. The only way to really find out the secret is to buy the product. But check out the headline itself. And by the way, before we dive deeper into the headline and the subhead once again, if you're new to the channel, then why aren't you subscribed yet? Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification icon as well, because I'm doing these videos daily. And if you enjoy copywriting, if you enjoy marketing, psychology, business, something like that, then you could definitely get tons of value, tons of inspiration for this, whether if it's your business or if you're doing this as a freelancer for someone else. It's a really good way to learn copywriting at a way deeper level. So with that being said, let's see what this whole thing is about. So if petite women and 12-year-old kids are using this secret to hit perfect drives over 250 yards, imagine what it can do for you. How does an out-of-shape 55-year-old golfer crippled by arthritis and 71 pints overweight still consistently humiliate PGA pros in head-to-head matches by hitting every tee shot further and straighter down the fairway? It's quite a mouthful, but it's really something that makes you think like, what? And then we have the subhead, which is equally powerful as well. The answer will shock and delight you. It's an amazingly simple two-step maximum distance revelation that, we swear, will take you just 3 things to master, instantly pumping massive payloads of accurate power into your swing, no matter how uncoordinated or out of shape you are, and guaranteeing your very next tee shot will be a breathtaking, dead solid straight dive of 250 plus yards. Plus, if you aren't convinced, these guys will pay you $10. So if you're not familiar with golf, maybe you haven't understood half of it. I certainly haven't played golf in my life, like never. But it's still super powerful, and it has that emotional punch to it. Okay, it's a lot, and it's not for everybody. But if you're in the target audience and you're a golf pro, like this is what you want to hear. Okay, so once again, if you haven't seen episode 1 of this breakdown, this specific breakdown, make sure to watch video 1. I'm gonna leave a link to in the description section, because it will give you a much better idea of what's happening inside this headline, inside the subhead, and inside the first part of the ad. But now let's begin our breakdown from this part by saying all you need is three swings guaranteed. So once again, this is kind of like a bold promise, but it's backed up by proof, because there's a guarantee that it's not just a normal money back guarantee, but if you don't like it and you give back the product, the company will give you an extra $10 just for your trouble. So it's pretty an amazing type of deal. And I like how John used something like, and that's a real guarantee too. So this is there in order to preemptively answer objections here. There we have the offer itself, once again formulated like straight out there. So it goes like this. If you don't the company that convinced Daryl to go public with his astonishing secret has a standing offer. If you don't master it in just 3 swings, they will pay you $10. What's more, you can learn this secret for free. Yes, it sounds crazy, but that's how these guys do business. And then we have some proof element, because he goes on to say that they're famous for their integrity and something like that. Shout out to all the South Park fans here with Integrity Farms. But anyway, going back to the ad itself. So then we have like an interesting question by saying, so what's the big deal about this secret? Because you have to remind yourself that whenever you're writing copy in most niches, most of those people have already heard secrets and offers and products and these things before. They're skeptical. They've heard it all, especially in something competitive like the golf niche in the US. So by saying something like this, it makes it even more intriguing. It's by saying, so what's the big deal about this secret? Because you've probably heard many of these things before. And then we have some objection handling and more like contrasting elements, because we qualify more people. It's like, hey, you don't need to be athletic like Tiger Woods. Because guess what? One of the main objections of people is that, this wouldn't work for me because I'm not athletic at all. Well, there you go. It's answered. Or like, you don't need any special equipment. Because once again, a lot of people think that good golfing is all about buying the most expensive stuff. But guess what? It's not. You don't need previous experience. Once again, some people, they try to get into golfing, but they never wanted to because it seemed too complicated. Well, now they seem interested in it, and hey, they can get in risk-free basically, and they can start humiliating their friends as well with this. It's pretty powerful. And best of all, you don't need to spend any money. You can learn it for free. And these things, 4 major objections answered just like that. It's really powerful. And then we have a nice name for the product itself. It's actually called Hit It Longer and Straighter. So it's like the whole name of the product is in itself a benefit. So it makes people actually want it more, and it makes it memorable. And basically John introduces the company who's selling this. So he is just the voice behind the expert. So the expert being this Daryl guy who started a JV relationship, a joint venture relationship with a company called OHP, and that's why he's revealing his secrets right now. And once again, take a look at this guy. He doesn't seem like a special pro golfer, but that's exactly what our target audience wants. Like, they are like this, okay? This is the customer avatar. So it's more relatable. And a lot of big companies are trying to sell golf education or golf equipment with Tiger Woods, which probably isn't the best, because think about it. Most people don't look like Tiger Woods. They don't have the genetics or the talents of Tiger Woods. They're out of shape. Older guys who maybe have arthritis, maybe have other health problems, okay? But they still want to enjoy golf. But like, it's like saying to someone who's never earned $1 in his life as a freelancer or as a business owner, to say like, hey, you're gonna earn, $1 million pretty soon because I, as a billionaire, will teach it to you. Well, it's way too big of a stretch, okay? It's much easier and much more effective, actually, to sell something like, hey, I'm going to teach you how to earn your first $1,000 as a freelance copywriter, which actually is the name of one of my free trainings that I have on my website or on my YouTube channel that you can watch, okay? How to earn your first $1,000 as a freelance copywriter, even if you're a beginner. It's much more credible, and people can associate with it much more than if I said, hey, earn consistent 10K months, like overnight or something like that. It's just not credible, and it's like it doesn't apply to most people, okay? Because you do need to have a bunch of stuff taken care of until you can start earning $10,000 as a copywriter. I mean, it doesn't just come overnight. So after mentioning the product itself, we have here a part which is all about future pacing. So at this point, people have desire for the product. So John Carlton goes into greater detail to like describe how your life is going to get better, how you will transform your life. And this is an important thing that I learned from David Deutsch, an A-list copywriter himself. And it's this, like, you always want to take people on an emotional journey, a transformation, because they are here now and they have a current life situation which is probably not ideal. They're not, living their life of their dreams, and this is their ideal situation somewhere up here, which is all about their ideal outcomes, how they would like to live their lives. And your job as a copywriter is to figure out a way to take them from this part to this part and basically guide them through this journey. And that's why hero's journey type stories work so well with people, because they can associate with it. If I were to tell my story of how I became a copywriter, how I struggled in the beginning, how I still have some issues and problems even to this day, but how I managed to crack the code on a few things, it's powerful for people, and it's empowering. It's just like the story of Star Wars, of Luke Skywalker, is the great example of a hero's journey. And it's like he goes from this situation to this situation. And it's like the whole movie, the trilogy, and all the others as well, is about basically a character's journey and transformation from someone in the beginning to someone who's like the ideal hero. Okay, so that's what future pacing actually does here. It makes people easier to imagine the whole thing. And it's like, after that, John goes into a proof element, because you always have to back up your promises with proofs as well. And it also hints at like how you've been lied to by people, because most people taught you that it's only possible to become a pro golfer if you like invest all this money and time and energy into it, but not necessarily, because Daryl can prove it to you. And we're so confident in this offer that if it doesn't work, we'll give you your money back, and we'll give you additional money as well. So it makes sense actually. So we have incredible proof and promise as well. And check this out. You've got kids, small women and guys in their 70s, all playing professional level golf after just one lesson with Daryl. So talk about proof for this Daryl guy. He seems like the guru of gurus, to be honest. And after it, we have a short description about this training video that's called Hit It Longer and Straighter. It would be also funny, Hit It Longer and Straighter. It's an interesting name, but it relates to golf right now. But it's kind of like describing a webinar or something like that. And then we have some bullets, some fascinations, and I love these. John's fascinations are so good. So I just wanted to read them to you, because they're so powerful, and they build a lot of emotional desire, but at the same time create curiosity. And that's why John said that your job as a copywriter is to give so much benefit, like tease so well the benefit that this product is going to solve, that your reader is going to be tossing and turning at 2 a.m. in bed, because the only thing going through his mind or her mind is to like, oh my God, I have to get that product, because otherwise I won't be able to find out the secret. So check out these cool fascinations. A simple 3-swing drill that will instantly add power to your swing, thus increasing the raw distance of every tee shot you hit from here on out. Interesting. The correct way to use your legs as you swing, which instantly nails down your accuracy. No more slicing and hooking, ever. Just think how much fun you'll have hitting 18 out of 18 fairways in regulation. So this is a big thing for our target audience. Like probably they know that they have some problems with their form, or they're not using their legs properly or something like that. And this will finally teach them how. Or like the simple little tip that will automatically ensure that your club head is always in the perfect position upon impact with the ball. Ernie Els has this down. It's the reason he's known as probably the most accurate golfer in the pro game. So think about this. John anchors the value of this to a professional golfer called Ernie Els. And this, again, creates desire in people's minds, okay? So it's really powerful. And then, at the end, basically we just get the impression that there's so many benefits to this whole thing, and it can all happen literally overnight. And once again, we get reminded as readers that this is the secret, and very few golfers know this, and there's a reason why you haven't heard about this before. It's because it's only available from this guy. And that's, one of the big takeaways from sales letters, good sales letters and sales messages, is that you always want to have a unique mechanism. You want to have something like, and I think Evaldo Albuquerque, one of the highest paid copywriters at the moment, and he's Brazilian, by the way, he works at Agora Financial, and he came up with something like, your headline should present a radical new opportunity that is the key to your true desire, and it's only available through my unique mechanism. That's what you want in the headline. And that's why, at this point, even if they've heard about golf courses or education programs before, the only logical choice remains this guy's program, because John did such a great job of hyping up his unique style and his track record. Okay, so again, this is really powerful. And then we have another interesting benefit, which is like golf is just more fun when you have the simple skills to hit long, breathtaking drive straight down the fairway. So yeah, this is what our customer wants, and it's just like at this point, people have a lot of desire, and you want to just overwhelm them with desire and with like future pacing elements. And that's what John does. Actually, he gives them the main benefits once again. Then we have like an empowering question, which is like, so are you ready to see what all this fuss is about? And then we have ordering instructions, straightforward. It's like, hey, here's how you can get the thing for free. Go here, call this number, tell them something. Here's the guarantee, 3 swings or $10 money back. It's a little weird, to be honest. So the one thing I would probably improve, because Gary Bencivenga always used to say that try to improve one thing in every sales promotion that you write or you read at least or analyze. So to me as a reader, it was kind of confusing the fact that we are talking about some free things here, but then immediately, you still have to pay for this. So it's like $49 plus $5 shipping. Now, later on, we discover that free means that if you don't like it or it doesn't work in just 3 swings, you'll get your money back and you'll get $10 as well. So it's like, I don't know, it's somehow rationalized as free, but maybe, who am I to critique John Carlton, but maybe he could have done a better job explaining this a bit better. Or maybe I'm just the only one who doesn't get it, but like to me it seems a bit far-fetched. Like this obviously isn't free. It's not like a free plus shipping type of offer or something. Even that isn't free, but it's like still it's a reasonable price. I'm not saying that, and the offer is still super powerful. And we also have price trivialization. It's like, this guy charges so much for consulting, but now you can get his secrets for very cheap. Then we have alternative ordering instructions. This is for people who want to send like a check or money order. This is for phone callers. And then we have risk reversal, which is basically like a 3-month 100% money back guarantee. you get a full complete refund, no hassles if you don't like it. This is proven to increase conversions and sales. And then we have like a knock 'em off the fence type of thing, which is like, you read it right. If after 3 swings you aren't totally satisfied, just return the tape and OHP will refund your entire purchase price. What's more, if you do send your video back within 90 days, OAP will send you back $10 for your trouble. That's an outrageously fair offer, don't you think? It means that you get a completely free lesson, and unless you are absolutely convinced it's changed your game forever, you aren't out a penny, and you will actually come out $10 ahead. So yes, it is an irresistible offer, that's for sure. But again, this free thing is a little bit, forced to my liking. Then we have some proof elements, like how this people who run this OHP company have like a 10-year track record. It's always important again to like back everything up with proof. Then we have some urgency and reason why there's urgency to it. It's like there's one catch to this offer. You must call OHP within the next 11 days. They've tried to keep this video a secret shared by just a few golfers, so they will only release the videos during a short 11-day periods a few times each year. So this is basically the prototype for what we call launch, the launch model nowadays, in which people create courses and then they only sell them a few times a year because they want to like batch sales in little chunks, because people always need some type of urgency or scarcity in order to really do something. They need to have that pressure, that feeling that comes with urgency or scarcity, and that's probably also why this has built-in scarcity, but it makes sense. It has a reason why, which is again very important, something learned from Gary Bencivenga. And then we have the call to action, which is like the number itself, call the number. And then very interestingly, there's a fast action bonus at the end with a PS. I really like this. Gary Halbert also used this many times. And fun fact, Gary Halbert was the mentor of John Carlton. They worked together for like more than a decade. And it really shows like he has a slightly similar style to Gary, which is pretty cool. So one last thing, and it's important. If you call right now, I will send you a free bonus audio tape that I swear will force you to shoot a dramatically lower score on your very next round. I only have a very small supply of these special audio tapes, so you do need to call immediately. So I really like how John has worded this. I think it's amazing copy right here of like presenting a valuable bonus that naturally complements your main product and your main bonus. And it's just powerful, and it has again built-in urgency, even better built-in urgency and scarcity, and everything makes sense. It's because hey, like we only have a few of those on stock, so if you want it, like after they're gone, they're gone. It's not like with a digital product. We have a price anchor by saying it's worth thousands of dollars. This part is just a great explanation. It gives you the benefits of benefits basically. And this is important because you don't just want to like say to people, you'll learn how to be better at golf or something. But instead, you want to like say something like the benefit of benefits, which is like, so you won't be that guy who hits monster tee shots and still has to write down an 8 on par 4 holes. This means basically that so you won't be like the guy who like starts out strong but then like goes out with a whimper in the matches, because yes, the main product helps you hit your first shot like professionally and it goes further and straighter down the line or something, but then with this bonus you won't mess up the other parts as well. So this will make you, so this is the benefit, and the benefit of benefits here is that this will make you like the envy of the entire group, because that's what people actually want. They want to connect to core emotions like fear, greed, empathy, pride, lust, stuff like this. And the only way for them to realize that this product will give them this emotion is to really highlight it, okay? Is to make it like, hey, this is what will feel like. This is what will happen. So after it, we get like an even better secret. Like this is like, we're still talking about this fast action bonus here, because people many times they buy a product because they just want a bonus. And sometimes the bonuses are hyped up way more than the product itself. And maybe in this case, it's almost like that. It's like, yes, the core product is really good and all, but like this bonus, man, it's like it's pure insider stuff that will slash a cool 12 to 18 strokes off your next round easily. Best part, you don't have to kill yourself practicing anything. You just need to know the simple tricks. But if you want it, you gotta call now, because I figured that in 7 days, they're all gone. So once again, it's a very, very organic, natural scarcity and offer recap. And then we have like an order form. This is typical order form in the 90s, in which this ad was created. And it's like, I always like how the call to action text itself, it's a nice future-paced message from the first person. It doesn't say buy now or add to cart. It says, yes, I'm ready to know that Daryl's simple 2-step maximum distance revelation that allows even an out of shape, practically blind, arthritic man to constantly hit tee shots 250 plus yards dead solid straight every time. I realize there's no risk. I have a full 3 months, 100% no risk money back guarantee, plus $10 no questions asked if I'm not completely thrilled. Here's how I can pay. So this just makes it much more likely for people to actually do the thing, because it's like as they're reading it, they're self-hypnotizing themselves with it, okay? So it makes sense. This is for people who don't call in. This is for people who are sending money orders, okay? And you can still use the same strategy nowadays if you're selling something online. It's the same thing, and I see this all the time on order forms. Basically, it says exactly something like this. Like, new people, new gurus didn't invent this stuff. It was people like John Carlton. It was people like Gary Halbert who invented these stuff, okay, these advanced stuff. And it was people who they themselves learned from in the 1920s. Like Claude Hopkins, who invented the basics of this whole stuff. So don't get like confused by this new guru, like a 20-year-old millionaire just inventing all these copywriting stuff, or Dan Locke, inventing this copywriting know-how or something. Not at all. He just basically like rehashes the same info that we already had 100 years ago. So yeah, this is the ad. I think I managed to like analyze it very granularly, but I do encourage you to read it, maybe hand copy it if you want. It's a bit longer to hand copy, but it's still probably worth it. It's a really, really good example, and I'm gonna be back with more John Carlton stuff in the next few videos. So I hope you liked it. If you did, I appreciate it if you liked the video as well, and subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.